Hello, welcome to Spy Money. Another day. Big lesson today. So let's go ahead and pull up my performance chart here. And as you can see, a lot of red. We actually went down to $215.68 or so, about a little over $200 in the hole. And I'm going to show you why. And I'm going to preach to the choir here and tell you about forcing trades and trying to trade when you want to trade instead of when the market allows the trade. So I'm going to show you that I struggle with this sometimes because I had plans today and I wasn't going to be here to trade. So I tried to trade last night and the trades weren't there, but I forced them. So I'm going to show you what I did. I ended up green, by the way. So I did come out okay, and I actually ended up, you can see right here, my account is $844.04 now. I made $38.50, probably $10 or so in commission, give or take. So I'm probably about 28. So basically a break even today. And honestly, I went to bed last night with $190 in the hole, and I tried trading a little bit early this morning. I only had about 15 minutes to trade this morning, and I lost on a little bit, and I made a little bit, and I got it down to about $160 or so in the hole. I got back home at 3:15 today, and I went ahead and traded the last half hour or so of the day, and I ended up getting all that money back, plus a little bit of profit, so another green day. So let's go over the trades and let me explain what we did here. Let's see, we go back here to, see, I think I was trading, let me find it here. 2P, right there it is. Right here is where I was trading. I did not trade according to the chart. I was forcing trades. I was trying to make money last night, and honestly, I only wanted to make $100 last night, which trading one micro, making $100 is, it's a little bit of a struggle. So on this one right here, I ended up making money right out of the gate. And there's, I made, see, that's $650, and right here is $12.50. So I made about, $20 or so. And I went ahead and quit because it took forever to make this much. So I went ahead and quit, and then I come back before I went to bed. This is about 9 o'clock last night. And honestly, this right here looked like a pretty good trade. We had a trend up, and we had this trend here kind of going along through here. And I really felt that it would go up to the PS close. So that's what I was trading to. And so I went ahead and entered the trade here, and I was expecting to go up there, have two contracts in, make about $40, $45 or so. That's what I was expecting. And it come back and I lost money, and at that point I just went berserk. You can see none of these trades are even part of the strategy. None of them. And what I did was just kept on trading. And you can see right here, it's just like boom, 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 boom. I was trying to force the trade to come back to where I could be green before I went to bed and wouldn't have to trade today, and I would be fine. And I ended up losing a bunch of money right there. So I ended up quitting right here, and I almost put in a long and then put my stop right here and take it up to the PS close, but I never. If I had, somewhere along through here is where I was going to do it. So if I'd have taken the PS close, it'd been $63. I still would have been in a hole. And being down about $200 or so before I went to bed, $200, on a small account is a lot of money. If you were trading minis, you'd be down $2,000, and that's really below my risk management of this. But I knew I could bring it back, so I just went ahead and quit. I come back. Now this is probably about as transparent as you can get from anybody. And this morning, let's find the next trade. I actually got up late. If I would have got up and started trading at my usual time, which is about 6, I could have picked up this right here. I mean, right there is what, $51. This one right here, I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't have entered that anyway because we have these levels here. But the way I was trading, I probably would have traded everything in here. And so I'm glad I wasn't up. This right here was not good. Whenever I woke up, I looked at my phone to see where the trades were. And I was tired. I went to bed late last night. And late for me. And so this right in here, I probably would have got chopped up, to be honest. I come back in a little after 7 in the morning. And right here, I entered right here, which was way late. I mean, the entry was down in here, but you wouldn't have even entered here because of that level. But I did make money. So I ended up getting up here. I made about $35. That got me down to about $150 or so, I think, or 130 some. Might have been 100, because I think it was 161. No, actually, I was 190 some, or a little over 200 in the hole. And then this one put me down to in the 160s. And then I come back today. There's all kinds of good trades in here. It was a really good day to trade. A lot of action in here. A lot of winners in here. A lot of runs. I mean, it was just a good day to trade the sniper strategy. But let's go ahead and go back. This is early in the morning. As you can see, it just kind of went around VWAP most of the morning until they say 10:30 you have a reversal, but it's not always the case. You can't trade that. But right here is where it did take off about 10:38. So today it did kind of trade that reversal. But I missed all that. And because I was gone, I was down in Charleston, South Carolina today. So I come back home and I started trading. My first trade here was at 328. And my first trade was a winner. I ended up shorting, actually I'm sorry, I shorted right here and lost money. And I'm thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. So since this come down, went up, and we made a higher low from right here. Right there was our higher low. And I saw that we had our pivot here. We had our VWAP up here. We had a level. I just knew that was going to go up there. So I went ahead. Once I stopped out on the trade, I entered a long right here. And that was $38 per contract. So let's go ahead and go back because I was trading 2 contracts. That was $76 I made right there. This one was... yeah, that right there was 2, so I lost $30 there. So the 30 I lost here, I picked up all of that plus another $46 right here. And then I picked up this trade here. I ended up shorting it back. There's $25 that I picked up there. And then coming off of this, we're above our levels and everything. I went ahead and entered right here. And I was playing for the open, and I ended up taking $72 right there. So that was another good trade. This one I ended up stopping out. I got in here. We stopped out there for $27. And then once this come down and I started seeing that the movement with the support and everything here, and we had our PSI up here, I just thought we're going to run. So I got in and I run it up to the CS Open and got another $81. I think that was my last trade. Nope, I got one more trade over here. This one right here, really I shouldn't have entered because we had our close there. But the way this went up and pulled back, we were about halfway of this leg. And I'm a big believer in the legs. So we hit the halfway mark right here and started pushing up. We had a valid signal. So I went ahead and entered. And I took profit there of $37. So actually, no, that was one contract. And I was trying to get a little bit over. I think I was up $20 and now I'm up $37 or so. So I picked up $18 right there. Now, in the scheme of things, this is not a lot of money, but to a lot of people, this is a lot of money. Doing a $500 challenge is not something that I had planned to do. It just kind of happened by accident. But I want to show people that you can make money on a small account. In my opinion, you're better off to open up a $500 or $1,000 account and trade it on micros as you are to get a prop account and trade, the big stuff. The problem with the prop accounts, there's a couple things. One, they take part of it as far as your money. The second thing is you're paying higher taxes on that because it's ordinary income. It's not classified as futures, where you pay 15% the first 60% of the money you make. So if you made $100,000 in a year, you would pay 15% on $60,000, then you'd pay ordinary income on the $40,000. Where if on a prop firm, you're paying ordinary income on all of that money. So you're paying a lot more taxes on that. So prop firms they have their place, but you're better off to make the money, get the money in your account, and trade your account, and you'll pay less taxes, and you have no rules other than, you just need money. That's all you need. If you have money, you have it. With the prop accounts, you're going to have all these rules. And it's really bad when you trade and trade and trade and trade, and then all of a sudden you either dip a little bit lower with a trailing drawdown, and they blow your account because of that, even though you're still profitable. So if you had a live account and you lost that trailing drawdown, but you still had more money in it than what you started, you're still profitable. With a trailing drawdown on a prop firm, you blow your account and you have to start all over. How many people have just traded over and over and over trying to pass the account? And then once you pass the account, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 days later and you blew it. Or you're 2 weeks into it and you don't get a valid payout because you broke a rule of some sort, so you have to wait till the next payout. And it's just not the way trading should be. Trading should be less stressful. The only thing you should be worried about in trading is just trading the chart and just getting your signals and trying to make you a few $100s a day or a few thousand or whatever it is that is motivating you. So in this case right here, this is what we've done. Now there's a lot more signals in here. I mean, just like right here, there's a signal. $57. Now this is one contract, $57. This one right here, you got $11. You wouldn't have got that, so you probably would have stopped out on that one. And then right here would be your other one. So you would actually enter here, and this goes up to there, $62. If you miss this one, you'd pick it up here, and right there's 42. Right here's another one. It's 57. Right here's another one. It's $11. You probably would have stopped out on this one. At this point, you probably wouldn't trade anymore, because we made a lower high, so we're looking for shorts now. You can trade against this background if you want, but a lot of these trades in here you wouldn't take anyway. Like this one right here, we would not take that because we're trading into a level. It's just simple stuff that we can do. Now this is 4 o'clock, so at 4 o'clock, you will start seeing the market usually will just start chopping around. It'll usually sometimes go right along across through here like that. So the strategy is very simple. If we come back here and look at this, and now I traded against the strategy a little bit. This one right here, I got in early, and because we made the higher low, so I got in a little bit early here. The trade would have been here, but going against the pivot, we wouldn't have traded. This one right here is a valid signal because the signal was over top of VWAP, over top of this, and over top of that. So we have plenty of room here to make money. So there is a valid signal. This one's a valid signal. It was a loser, but it was valid. This one right here would have been a valid signal because there's $25. We're only trying to make $15 on a micro, $150 for a mini. So there's a lot of trades there, and it's pretty simple to do. If we go in here and look at this, we're looking for the color change on the background. When we get that color change, we go ahead and enter and try to get our money. The next trade would be off of our green on green. We would not trade red on red. We only trade green on green. Right here as well. So this one right here would have been one we wouldn't have entered because of that level. This one right here we would have entered because we have plenty of room for that level, and you would have made money there. We would ended up making money right here. So coming into here, there's $36, and your next trade would be here. We would not take this one because we're in a level, but if you did, you would have made money. This one, again, we're trading into a level, but if you'd have traded it, you would have made your money. We try not to trade into levels because they really mess you up, just as well as like this one right here. I would have entered this one because We had our signal. We're underneath these levels and underneath the pivot, so I would have traded that. You could have got $100 out of one contract. You can make a lot of money with micros if you know how to enter, and if you don't think about, $8 or $10 is not enough money, because that's $80 or $100 in a mini. So what you want to do is you want to look more on the chart and less on the money. Trade the chart. Don't worry about that you're only making $4 or $10 or whatever. These are micros. You're not going to make a lot of money on some of these trades, but it's better than losing $15, because when you graduate from this over to a mini, then you're going to be trained to not look at you're making $80. You're going to be trained that you're looking at the chart and say, I need to get out of this. Once you switch from micros to minis, your account, if you're following the rules of the trading and the strategy, your account is going to increase drastically. So with mine, right now, my account is, let me make this a little bit better here so you can see it better. My account right now is at $844. I started with $500. This is my 4th day trading it. So today I consider a wash, because by the time I pay the commissions and such, I'm only going to be making, probably $20, $25 or so. But it's better than where I was. I actually lost over $200 today, and I was really kind of upset about it, because one, I knew I had to bring this video to you all, and I didn't want to show a 200 loss for the day. And I come back, and sometimes that's what you have to do, is you have to come back and you have to start trading what the chart is. You got to walk away from things. And there's 2 days that I've messed up, and both of those I traded against the strategy and against the chart. So this one, it's actually more money than this, because it doesn't show last night. There's no way for me to show the chart like that. If I go and show like custom, and if I go to yesterday and go to today and load that, you can see right here that my let's see here, right here would have been, this is where I started trading, and it just kept going down. So all the money I made yesterday, I lost every bit of it, plus some of Tuesday. I lost some of Tuesday's money. I got back up to even for that, and then I ended up making another losing trade, and then I come in at 3:15 or 3:30 today, and I traded all this back. So now my balance is higher than what it was. So right here shows 184.27. Right here shows 202.01. So I made more money than what I had yesterday, and that's all that matters to me. I just want to make sure that I'm continually going up. If I look at the last month, you can see right here, this is where I lost last night, but I still come up, and I can't show a line on it, but it's about right here. So this right here, this little punch up right here, is where I made money. This shows all the trades. How much I've won, 1,127.50. I lost 658.50. That brings me to 469 total that I have made. My profit factor is now down. It was higher. It was over 2, which I like, but I'm at 171 because of this right here. So what you have to do is make sure that you're trading the right way, and just don't, if you lose a few trades or so, just walk away from it. Don't keep trading, because you're probably going to keep on losing money. And it's hard to walk away, because once you've lost money, you feel that you got to get it back. And most often, more so than not, you will end up losing even more money, because you're not in the right mindset. You're not trading right. And that's why I walked away last night. If I had kept on trading last night, I may or may not have come out of it last night. But the way I was trading, I was just making poor decisions, and I got away from it. This morning, I made a couple of trades, did better. I felt better. I had to leave at 7:15 this morning, so I couldn't trade. And I got home today I wanted to get home enough time to where I could trade at least the last half hour, because I knew I could probably make that money back, and I would feel a lot better going to bed tonight. So will I trade tonight? I don't know. I'm going to look at it. If the trades are there, I might trade a little bit, but for the most part, I will probably wait till in the morning. I like to trade around 6 in the morning. It seems like it's the sweet spot for me, and I do pretty good with it. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Again, we go back and look at our charts. You know, this is how it is. I mean, this is what I look at when I trade, right here. This is the strategy that I should trade 100% of, but I do sometimes get in a little late, sometimes I get in a little early, sometimes I don't even trade the strategy at all, which is where I mess up. This one right here was trading the strategy, and I made my money. You know, I made a little more. I'm looking for $15. I ended up making $20. So, you know, the trades are there if you just follow the rules. This one right here would have been a great one at $65, but we don't know it's going to go there because we have all those levels. So how do you get started with this? You know, a lot of people say, you know, I'm ready, I'm pumped, I want to do it, I've got my accounts open or whatever. And in order to get your accounts open, you can do one of two things. You can open up an account with ampfutures.com, or you can open up an account with optimusfutures.com. That's your live accounts. The Optimus, you have to do Rhythmic. AMP, you can do Rhythmic or CQG, either one of them. If you go to a prop account, you have to use Rhythmic. You cannot use Tradeify accounts. We do not use NinjaTrader. We have our own platform, which is a white label of Quantower. So let's talk about how we get started. Go to SpyMoneyLSC.com. Go to the lease program right here. The lease program is pretty simple to follow. When you lease the indicators and bots, you get everything. There's nothing else to buy. You don't have to buy the platform, nothing. Now, when the platform itself is $70 a month, that's what Quantower charges me. So the people that are in the group right now are grandfathered in and will pay the $1,300 a month, and they won't have to pay the $70. But probably tomorrow, this is going to go to $1,370. When that goes to $1,370, that $70 is to pay for the platform. It's not for me, it's for the platform. It's just a cost that you would have to pay anyway. If you switched over to Quantower, you'd still have to pay it. But right now, I eat that $70 a month from the existing users. Tomorrow is probably when I'm going to raise it to $1,370. If you're seriously interested in this, you ought to go ahead and get signed up, and that would save you $840 a year off of that. Is it still worth $1,370? It's worth a lot more. You only have to make about $65 a day in order to pay for the lease. So anything over $65 is all your money. So if you look at it that way, $1,370 a month is very minimal money for a business, the overhead, and that's what this is a business. So whenever you pay that money, you're paying for all the overhead that you would have incurred for your trading platform, with the exception of the commissions and such like that. So you'll still have your fees regarding your brokerage, but as far as trading platform and everything else, that's what it will include. Now, to get started with this, you have to agree to these 14 items. If you don't agree to any of them, you can't sign up. So once you agree with it, you go ahead and highlight this, and you right click and click copy. Come up to the top, click on contact us. You have to fill in all this information. Oops, I don't know what happened there. My site just went down for some reason. There it is. You have to put in your first name, last name, email, phone number, and then you right click and click paste, and that will go ahead and make you a binding contract with us that you understand all of this. If you don't understand all of it, don't do it, because this is important. And you have to put in your first name, last name, email, and phone number. I don't call you unless you want me to call you. I just don't bother people. The only time I email people is very seldom. I usually do everything through Discord. Occasionally you'll get emails from me. Now when you sign up, you'll get several emails of telling you what you need to do, how to get set up and all that. You can watch this video right here, and this will explain all this down here. And come back up here. If you don't have the money and you need a funded account, a prop account, you come up here, you click on this, click on one of these three here, or click on all of them. Once you do that, you can use, like Apex, they have 80% off now. Take Profit, they have 30% off. They're all good companies. If you want something that's got the faster payout, it's these two here, BluSky and Take Profit. If you want something that where you can have 20 accounts, then Apex would be the one. But remember, those low cost on Apex, if you pass the test, you're going to pay $130 per account once you pass in order to have them go to a PA account. So just remember that. And as far as the program and such, it's pretty simple to get started on it. The lease is pretty good as far as going into the website and looking and seeing things here. I'll even show you some things here. So if we go in here and go to my account, and you click on the strategies, or not click on strategy, click on machine ID. This sets up your machine for the program, and then set up platform. And when you click on that, there'll be a long list of things that you need to do: how to download the program, how to set up the program for you. It already comes set up as far as with the workspace and so forth, so it's ready to go. There's training in here as far as how to use things. The best training is really the Discord. That's where we talk. I do lives almost daily, and I do open mics, so you can ask questions. We talk about things, whatever problems that you're having, we discuss it right there. And so it's real intuitive to learn how to use everything. So it's, it's pretty easy. You have a direct access to me, and I will help you best I can. I don't do one-on-one training. I do group training. So if you're having a problem with something, I'll do a webinar to where everybody can join in and everybody can learn. That's how we all learn. If I did one-on-one, I would never have time for myself because I would be constantly doing one-on-ones. So I don't do that. But this strategy is pretty easy. We have two strategies, one for ES, one for NQ. I personally like the NQ strategy the best because it's faster. I can make money faster with NQ than I can ES. But ES will give you, you can make $100 per contract on every trade, or lose 100. I mean, it goes both ways. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help you get started. You need to get signed up before I raise it to $13.70 if you want to save some money. So if you're seriously considering it, you ought to just go ahead and do it and save yourself $800 a year. Have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you tomorrow.